Going on, my friends? I'm Cruiser 2. My name is Gabriel, and I run the Cruiser 2 YouTube page, also the Gabriel Cruz 85301 page. It's the same page. It'll redirect. I've been getting a lot of emails, a lot of questions about my YouTube page, and I just thought I'd make this quick video to inform people what's going on. A lot of people, I've kept a lot of what's been going on in my life a lot private. A lot of people think I'm really open-ended, but I'm a really private person. People think they know me, but they really don't. And just thinking about that, I thought about this quote that I heard in a movie called Almost Famous. This is about a little boy, 16 years old. He goes on tour with a rock band back in the 60s, 73, 72. It's based on the life of Cameron Crowe. Really good movie. Those who don't know, Cameron Crowe, he's the one that wrote Fast Times on Ridgemont High, which is an actual true story. He went undercover at 21 back to high school, and he took notes and eventually wrote Fast Times on Ridgemont High. Anyways, in the movie Almost Famous, he talks about his biographical about his life. And he's having a conversation with this other writer by the name of Lester Bangs, and the character Lester Bangs says, the only true currency in this bankrupt world is what you share with someone when you're uncool. And last several years, that quote hit me really hard, because a lot of times we meet people and we're bragging about what they can do, what they've done. They really doesn't tell much about the character of a person, other than they're a go-getter. But anybody can be handed achievements or accolades. But I've decided really to open myself up and be more vulnerable and talk about a little bit more personal aspects of my life, because so many people have been asking, and I'm in my mid-40s, and I want to pass something down to the next generation, and I've been trying to do that my best I can. I want to know that my life meant something and I did an impact for others. But as you all know, I'm always making filming videos. So I decided to film this one. Where can we start off? My mother was in the hospital, an intensive care unit. She was in the hospital for over 40 some days. A lot of praying. A lot of my personal friends, they really got me through this. And after she was in the hospital, she went to rehab. And after rehab, she went to a family member's house. Just recently, my mother got sick again. She had to go back to the hospital. And from the hospital, now she's back in rehab. I just saw my mother last week, and it's the best I've ever seen her since April. Since I saw her counting from April till today, October 2nd, that was the best I've ever seen her, ever. So since then. So I want to thank all my friends and people who prayed and who knew about the situation. Thank you for your prayers. My father passed away 2 years ago. I haven't really opened up about that. And I think it's time for me to start opening up. I've been sharing little tidbits about my dad. My father had one leg, and he was larger than life. Because he had one leg, a lot of people saw that as a disability, and he had to overcome that disability, or what people perceived as a disability. I didn't see it as a disability. But he developed a personality, a real strong personality early in life. His character was, every time I'm about to do something, I ask myself, is this going to bring shame to my father? Would my father be proud if he was here witnessing this moment? So, I'm not a perfect person. A lot of people know that, but I never want my character called into question. Never. And just an awful feeling sometimes when it is by some people who really don't know me. So back in May, every May at Costco, some people know I work at Costco. Costco raises money for the Phoenix Children's Hospital. As the past years, I never really had that opportunity to raise money. I think in 2017 was the last time I had given that opportunity to raise money, and I raised about $1,700. And I got it was a good feeling knowing that I did a difference in somebody's life. But this year, one of the things my father did was when he got his check or his money, he would always send a donation either to Shriners, St. Jude's, or Phoenix Children's Hospital. One of those 3 children's hospitals. He would always send a check. I mean, he wouldn't miss it. Him having a disability, he wants children to have a better life and have an opportunity. He was always about the children, giving them an opportunity, an equal opportunity in life. So he was really big on donating to those 3 causes, that cause. My father passed away on October 13th, 2022. I've been reflecting a lot about it in life, especially October, because it's baseball and that's something we did together. It's been really, really tough for me to watch baseball. And I shared this with an individual recently, and then he offered me 2 tickets to the Diamondbacks game, and I said, thank you for your gesture. I appreciated it, but I wasn't sharing it so I could get something out of the guy. It's just something I wanted to share because I'm uncool, but hey, this is who I am. This is what my father did to me, and this is the memory. These memories, I'll always have these memories of my father, what he did for me. Baseball was the thing we did together. He was a Diamondbacks fan, still is a Diamondbacks fan. I'm pretty sure he visited all 32. His essence visited all the Major League Baseball stadiums this year. My dad always donated to those causes, the children's hospital causes. And so I made it a promise this year, and my brother made it a promise. My brother works at another Costco. We made it a promise to raise as much money as we can, since my father has passed and can no longer donate to those causes. I raised $6,304. My brother raised a little bit over $7,000. I believe I was in 9th. I was the 9th top fundraiser in all of Costco and all of Phoenix. And I was given this pen. I raised and asked $5,000. It's a cute little pen. It's a clear pen. Today I was recognized. My brother was there. He was recognized. I was able to share that story about my father and how me and my brother pushed each other. I was able to share that with the whole crowd. Dad, I hope I'm doing you proud, and I know you are proud of me. And I missed you so much, but it's weird because I'm always trying. I always came to you, Dad, for the answers, and here I am, starting to find the answers, and I'm glad and I know I'm doing you proud, and I'm trying every day. So that was that. I got my pin. People are asking me about videos and this video camera. The people that have seen it, this was one of the gifts my father gave to me. He knows I always like to film. I always like to film, so he gave me this camera that I'm recording on. Along the way, I've added a mic, I've added other things. I have 3 mics right now that you cannot see, but they're right here in this room, so I hope the sound is okay. Still trial and error. I'm learning the gear. I'm never going to say I'm a professional filmmaker, but hey, I'm a student of it and I love to do it, and my dad knew that. So people are always asking me, how come I haven't uploaded anything recent to my YouTube? A lot of people don't know the face behind it. This is the face. A couple years ago, I interviewed Danny Arroyo, Black Beret of Aztlan. If you don't know what a Black Beret is, a lot of people are familiar with the Brown Berets. So the Black Berets started back in the 50s in San Jose, and they wore Black Berets, and they learned martial arts. They cleaned up their neighborhoods from drug dealers, from thugs. They cleared them out. They're kind of like the guardian angels. If you're familiar with the guardian angels, they were, as Danny refers to them, the Black Berets are the special forces of the Chicano movement. Later on, David Sanchez and Carlos Montes took that idea, because I've seen the interview where David Sanchez talks about how the San Jose Mecha was wearing their black berets, and he decided to get a brown beret. The Black Berets, basically what the Black Berets did is they went and they taught the Black Panthers how to organize, how to be a little bit, and everybody considers them militant, and I really wouldn't call them militant. Maybe they are militant because of all the abuses people of color were taking. They weren't privileged, and they decided to, hey, take it back. A lot of things people don't know about the Black Panthers. They fought hard for handicap rights, disability rights. They fought hard for them. They always say, oh, you're thugs, Black Panthers. They fought for equal rights, for a seat at the table, for people of color, people of disability. They fed. And I mean, stuff went on, So, anyways, the Black Berets, they were the hush-hush group of the Chicano movement. And there's not much out there. I mean, there's little bits and pieces out there of history. Evergreen State, San Jose State, as Evergreen College at San Jose State has some info. There's a thesis you can find about Chemo Candelaria. But, so the Black Berets existed. And I had always heard whispers of them, but nobody ever talked about it. My brother Max had a teacher, Sylvia de la Huerta, I believe the 4th or 5th grade over at my school. She was a teacher, and she was married. She was in the Teatro Campesino. She is married to a Black Beret, por la justicia. Now we consider them Black Berets de Aztlán, or elders of Aztlán. Well, that's the way some people look at it. Black Berets por la justicia wasn't about a Black Beret because it's a Black Beret. It's in your heart. It's not. Black Beret doesn't mean anything. It's just a hat, just something. It's just a prop. To be a Black Beret, it's got to be in your corazón, your heart. So I ran into him in my college years. Her husband, Luis. I had known about Luis, and I asked him. And I was wearing my Black Beret at the college, and he goes, "This is how we wore it. These are some of the things we did." And one of the pieces of advice Luis left me was, I want you to get your college degree, and I want you to get your black belt in martial arts. I'm sorry I haven't done that. That's something I got to work on. Luis, I hope I still have time to do that. Luis recently passed away. I'm kicking myself because I did not have the opportunity to sit down and interview him. It's something I really, really wanted to do. Sit down and interview him and get his perspective on the Black Beret and the Chicano movement. Luis was very private. Didn't share much. We did have various conversations on the phone. But he wasn't doing too well, and my schedule was conflicting. Going along with my schedule, I only had Wednesdays and Fridays off. The rest is work. I'm just bogged down at work, and I'm just too tired. I don't want to do anything afterwards. My schedule is now opened up to Wednesdays and Thursdays. I'm free. I want to continue making these videos of my elders sharing knowledge, sharing history, sharing stuff that's not in newspapers, but stuff that needs to be known about our Chicano movement history. I can't thank Daniel Arroyo enough. I can't thank Ed Delchi enough. I cannot thank Don Jose Cortez enough for the things they've shared with me. Maybe I haven't captured them on camera, but that's something I know and maybe can pass on to someone else. So I like collecting the oral history. I like collecting the gestures, the movements, the facial expressions. That's my style. That's something I like to, tell me from the horse's mouth. I'm not calling anybody a horse, but tell me straight from the mouth what went on. And I like collecting that. I like to see the expressions. I like to see the gestures. One of the things I've been really researching as of late is this guy named Baltasar Martinez out of New Mexico. And there's not much about the guy out there, but Edgar J. Hoover once said he was the most dangerous man in America. He was part of the Chicano movement. He was a Black Beret por la Justicia. He was a Green Beret Special Forces at a very young age, and very smart. From what I've been reading, what I've been digging, what I've been finding, that was Baltasar. I know there's a historian out there that was making a documentary. I don't know if he's ever going to get it off the ground, but I really would like to see that. So, to the director out there that's doing that on that, I really would like to see that, know what's going on with that. I know you're probably not going to watch this, but I'm going to send it to you. I spent time with Ed Delci. I filmed several hours of him recording, but I've only released one video of him. Waiting for the right time to release more. I have sat with Rocky Hernandez, Manuel Hernandez. He was the first Black Beret in Denver. He brought the Black Beret philosophy from San Jose over to Denver. The Black Berets eventually became the arm of the Crusade for Justice in Denver. Oh, Corky loved the Black Berets. He loved them. But again, a lot of the Black Berets were just, they're hush-hush about what went really on behind the scenes. I'm glad some have shared with me, and I've earned their trust for them to share that with me. So I've recorded a lot on Rocky, and it's not that I don't want to put him up. I do want to put him up. Just looking, I had to hold back. Things came up in my life. I have a dog. I rescued a dog, a German Shepherd. He got sick, and I had to my wife and I had to nurse him back to health. He's doing much better. Recently, he's gone a little under the weather. We hope we can get him back. Coach the dog. Here's a picture of him. Okay. Anyways, yep. Beautiful German Shepherd. He weighs 105 pounds. I love Coach to death. Thank you, Kelly, for always being in my corner when needs be in regards to Coach. So, a lot has been going on in my life. Been have ups and downs. There's a lot of neat projects I really want to get off the ground, and I keep saying I'm going to, and I haven't. But I've started sitting down and I'm like mapping it out. And we can't always map our lives out the way we can map them out, but there's always going to be those twists and turns of where we're going to go, you know, what life's going to throw at. And I hope everything, that all these little bumps in the road have made me a stronger person to prepare me to what I want to do. I haven't been supporting, haven't gone out to the cross-country meets of Glendale High School cross-country runners. I'm a fan of the program, Glendale Cross Country High School, Glendale, Arizona. I ran under Freddie Espinoza. Those who know cross country, Fred Espinoza. That's all I gotta say. Just gotta say I ran for him. I'm proud to say I ran for him. That's another individual I'd like to interview and get his life story. His brother Randy Espinoza is also a college cross country coach. People I really want to interview. Some of the names: Jose Mendoza from Glendale Community College. I want to interview. And I just talked about him in length this morning. René Díaz-Lefebvre is just an amazing man. He's an amazing professor. He was a Chicano professor. He is a Chicano professor. Well, was a professor or is a professor. He was raised in Tucson. He was the first college student ever enrolled, number one student enrolled at Pima College in Tucson. That man is amazing. I really would like to sit down and get his story, because me and him would have conversations for hours in his office. As we know, where it's Hispanic Heritage Month, and right now I've been following some psychologists online, and they're talking about the history of raza psychology, how it has its own place within the psychology department, and how Latino, Chicano psychology has its own. This is in the 80s people are talking about, early 80s, and now we're in the 90s and there's all Latinx. But I would like to term myself as Joaquin would say, Chicano, Mexicano, raza, Hispano, whatever you are. I cry the same, I sing the same, I bleed the same. I'm a human individual. I'm an individual. A lot of things going on in politics. I don't want to get into it. But I am looking at who has a military record, because they've been in the trenches. Ruben Gallego, he's been in the trenches. He's done the work. That's something I can respect. He has fought for the country. He more likely going to garner my vote. He has already garnered my vote. Some people might be turned off. That's fine. He always checked up on my father. He would send mail to my father. By association, I don't know any other politician that really does that. Anna, dang it, I just got a letter from her. Okay, she's my district woman. When my mother got sick, Ana Luisa, hold on, give me just a second, I'll get the letter. Oh, here it is. Annalise Ortiz just sent me a letter. Annalise Ortiz, an actual letter in the mail. When my mother got sick, she caught wind of it. She would follow up. How is your mother? As busy as she was as a politician, how is your mother? She would take the time and the opportunity to say, shoot me a message. Keep me updated. Let me know if there's anything I can do for you. If anything, you need this, you need that, let me know. I don't know politicians that do that. Well, they say that and do that, but they don't take their time and say, you know what, hey, how can I help you out? And she's not bringing a whole media crew or anything saying that. She messaged me on the side, how can I help you out? How can I make it life easier for you with your mother in the hospital? So that really means a lot to me, Annalise Ortiz. You have garnered my vote. If any other politician would have done that, taken the time to do that, maybe I would have looked into see how, you know. But they've taken the time. They've taken the time. And that's something I hugely respect. They've brought a sense of humanity into my life. Somebody asked me, are you voting for your... Somebody said to me, I don't know if I want to vote with my wallet, or I don't know if I want to vote for my morals. And I had to ask them, I go, what kind of question is that? You always vote for your morals. Because if you vote for your wallet, you're just selling out. You're just selling out. You vote for your morals, you stick to your morals, the money will come. But if you're being bought out, if you're doing it because of your money, you sold out. So that I'm not going to say who said that to me, who asked me that. They brought that question. This message is for you. And I've told you, and that's how I responded. You can vote if you think you're going to vote, if you're just going to make your checkbook lighter, better, or not lighter, but give you a heavier wallet, or your character. There you go. What type of character do you want to back? Enough politics. That's where I'm going with that. This is pretty long, I know. So I've been busy. There's things I really want to do with this YouTube video, this YouTube channel, and I hope there's individuals out there that can help me out. I want to start recording more these stories from these elders. I want to record them. A lot of people don't know about Arizona. We had here in Arizona, we always read in the books about, you know, the farm worker strikes in Salinas and all that. We had a farm worker strike here at Arrowhead Ranch. It was owned by the Goldwaters. A really good book I recommend you read is called The Arizona Project. I've reached out in the past, in the early 2000s, I reached out to the authors. I told them, hey, I love your book. But that is a book I really recommend to a lot of people. The Arizona Project, what went on there. So we had a strike here in Arizona, and it was pretty big, and that's why Caesar came and fasted over here, because there were some laws that were going to be introduced. And if you really want to know some story about that, I suggest you get a hold of Don Jose Cortez. Follow him. He was there. He can tell you. I really wish I could get that story captured, whether I can record him on orally. Hey, he was there. Other than that, there's a lot of people I want to interview, and I'm not going to say who or what. Originally, that was my dream. This is my dream, to record these former activists from the 60s. I was a little bit. I remember sharing this with Ben Miranda. Representative Ben Miranda would invite me over to his home Sundays. Me and Jim Lugo, we'd have menudo. And I said, Benny, he let me call him Benny. And told him, this is what I want to do. I want to document the activist history. Because I'm always reading in the books about what's going on in California, what's reading on there. In Arizona, we get lost with one little snippet in the book. If I always had the time, I didn't have the money. If I had the money, I didn't have the time. So I'm right now working on that balance. I'm working on that balance to come this into. I've seen other people with money and time starting to do it. I'm not going to say who, I'm not going to say what, but they're out there, and I'm glad you're preserving of history. But if Ben Miranda was still around, he knew this was my dream. He knew, and I'm glad. I'm not saying they reinvented the wheel, or I'm jealous, or I'm mad. I'm glad somebody's doing it. It's kind of what I want to do, but I want to take it at a different angle. I want to get that student perspective of the movement here in Arizona. Professor over at Northern Arizona University. Back in 2005, we had this conversation. Yes, I've been wanting to do this for over 20 years. Professor Jose Moreno, he's over at Northern Arizona. We've chatted since 2005, back and forth. How are we going to do this? Eventually, he wanted to write a book about it, but I said I want to actually do it on film. So anyways, I've gone long enough with this video. I'm going to stop. Much love to everybody. That's what's been going on with me, and I hope everybody's well. And I thank you for all your support. Thank you.